Hello, this is Pixel Weekly, back with another video. This time we're seeing why HHGregg went down the toilet. But first, a bit of background. HHGregg was an electronics and furniture store with its headquarters located in Indianapolis, Indiana, placed mostly around the Midwest, but you could find it all over the eastern US around the end of its life. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might recognize the commercials.
Save on everything at Christmas in July. HHGregg. Panasonic Blu-ray $99. HHGregg. 32-inch LCD TV $299. LG 42-inch HD TV $489. Everything's on sale during Christmas in July. A snowball in July? HHGregg.
While it may seem like it, it wasn't the ads that put him out of business. I have an idea as to what sank them, but first let's go over some history. All sources or research will be placed in the description. And a little warning, I will be using a little bit of Wikipedia research in this video, so if you don't trust Wikipedia, you might want to click away now. HHGregg was started in Princeton, Indiana in 1955 by two men, Henry Harold, hence HH, and Fonzie Gregg, hence Gregg. It started off as just an appliance store, but soon after it opened, it started selling the newest TVs and other electronics. With the slogan, "Gregg's got it," you can imagine that they'd have everything you could ever imagine in the electronics and appliances market, but that isn't nearly true. If you're from out west of the Mississippi, you won't know this, but the stores are tiny, like extremely small compared to something like Fry's Electronics or Best Buy. Here's an example. The average Best Buy is around 44,000 square feet, 4,087 square meters, while HHGregg ranges anywhere from 25 to 30,000 square feet, 2,322 to 2,787 square meters. And from my experience, no HHGregg uses space wisely. Best Buy has what I like to call a city block design. It's arranged in a square and has relatively long and thin aisles. HHGregg has a very circular and winding design with wider and shorter aisles arranged in various ways. Even in the home office on 96th Street here in Indianapolis, the whole store just feels small and unorganized. It's, in my opinion, more visually appealing than Best Buy, and with a big circular help desk in the center of the store, it was never hard to find help when you needed it. But the unorganized design also is not what single-handedly killed HHGregg. In fact, nothing single-handedly killed HHGregg. It was a combination of a lot of factors, but what I think the biggest one was yes, the retail store killer. HHGregg's sales were never amazing, but once Amazon became a big deal, all HHGregg had left were appliances, and you weren't getting much there either. They had nothing but top-end items that nobody could really afford. The newest smart fridges, huge microwaves and ovens, fancy washers and dryers, and that's it. They didn't really care anything that had a price below 4 digits in appliances. And most of the electronics they had were either way overpriced, such as Beats headphones, huge soundbars, or huge 4K TVs, or extremely small, bad quality, cheap items, like jam speakers or extremely cheap Android tablets. It was very rare to find a good item for a good price at HHGregg. Apparently, while HHGregg was around, they offered a 10% difference discount on any lower competitors' prices. Meaning if you found a lower price at a competitor's store, they would give you a 10% discount on the difference between the two items' prices. The problem is, I never knew about that, neither did anyone else. They were too busy putting newspapers with heads on TV to focus on actual marketing. You might say that any kind of ad is technically marketing, but tell me, after you saw that ad, would you want to shop at HHGregg? And another problem, HHGregg's prices just couldn't be that of Best Buy, even in their most desperate times. HHGregg didn't have the size or the inventory to buy at the level that Best Buy was buying, so HHGregg never had great prices. Here's an example. In HHGregg's last 4 days, I went to my local store. I saw a washer for around 60% off. Later that day, my dad found the exact same washer at Best Buy for $200 USD cheaper than the sale price of one at HHGregg. And to add insult to injury, the Best Buy was only around a quarter mile away from the HHGregg. So a combination of bad selection, bad store layout, overpricing, a horrible ad campaign, and online retailers like Amazon is what did away with HHGregg, in my opinion. Now, I'm far from an expert in economics. Heck, I'm still in high school and haven't even taken an economics class, so maybe I'm not the first person you should trust. But from personal experiences with the store, I'm relatively confident this is why HHGregg is no more. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. This is actually not my normal kind of video. I usually specialize in tech reviews and opinions, but the closing of HHGregg hit pretty close to home with me, literally. So I wanted to make a kind of first-hand experience with HHGregg, and why I thought they were closing. And I actually meant to film inside one of the stores that was closing, but I didn't get the chance to before it shut down. Like always, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned for more Pixel Weekly.